Hello and welcome to another episode of Dick Small Engines. Now in this little episode we're going to have a butters at valve tappets, your intake and exhaust tappet, exactly what they do and why it's important to mark up when you get them back in your engine block in situ, exactly which port that they seat in. So let's have a butters. Right, here's our valve tappets. There they are, nice and shiny. Now they are identical, and I'll just prove that. Get me calipers. I'm working in newer metric as opposed to imperial. 32.1. This should also be 32.1. Oh, don't know what that was. 32.1. And as you can see, they are identical. So to prove that point, I'll just knock some over in the process. Oh well, let's turn them on. Now, the reason we want to mark these up, now whether you do it with a, when they're obviously out of the engine block, whether you do it with a paint pen, and get the lid off, you can put a little eye, a bit like that, assuming that is this is just for an example. So let's say hypothetically this is your intake, you've marked it up so you can distinguish when it goes back in your engine block. That's your intake. Bit of electrical tape, whatever, just so you're aware, even if your valves are out, your intake can sit as it's out the engine block, intake valve next to your intake, tap it, and likewise with your exhaust, tap it. Simple as that. Now the reason we want to do this, I will show you as an example shortly. In fact, I'll show you in a sec. So let's say for example purposes, your intake tappet, I'm going to try and do this with one hand, sits in there. There's your exhaust tappet, and effectively what these do, I'll get the cam as well, here's the cam, that would sit in there like that. So when your engine is turning over, your valves are actually your intake and exhaust valve. The lobes off of the cam here, so on the compression stroke, the lobe would give that tappet there that I've marked up a little bump to open your intake valve. And again, the lobe here off the exhaust lobe would give your valve tappet there, your exhaust tappet, a bump to open the exhaust valve. So that's, in effect, that's what the tappets do in a nutshell. So now as I've proven, these two are identical. If when you're rebuilding or getting them back in situ in your engine block, they were slightly out of spec or one's worn in more than the other, the reason we do mark them up is because if that is the case and one's worn in more than the other, it will impact on your valve clearance. Now I'll show you now as I turn the flywheel on this engine, took the valve cover off for this purpose. You can see the tappet, it's obviously had a bump off the cam as I've just shown. The tappet's then bumping in to the valve, which is obviously opening in the valve as the engine works round. And again on the exhaust side now, there we go. So as the lobes off of the cam bump into the tappets, it's opening and closing the valve. Now it might only be a couple of foul out, but it will if you don't mark them up. As I'm showing you here, and as I mentioned, it could impact on your valve clearance. So if you like this little episode of Dick Small Engines, give us a like, share and subscribe. Until the next one, take care, ta-ra for now.